this woman from India, and I said something to her that really kind of upset her. And she was somebody that came from a very high place of society. She was somebody who actually had a very high in position in the United States of America. And I said, I would have a hard time living in India just because of the rape culture that was there. And she told me there really wasn't a problem in India with rape. And I said, well, I see it on the news all the time. There must be a problem with rape. I don't think people are like exaggerating to that extent. And then she just kind of looked at me and said, well, there's a rape problem in America. And I said, you know what? There is a rape problem in America. We have to stop thinking that it's not that big of an issue. We have to kind of figure out that rape is about violence and hate and control. People think it's about sex. It's not. You know, rape is about killing somebody. It's about actually doing something to actually violate them and destroy them and alter them for the rest of their lives. People think it's about sex, and that's just kind of stupid that they think that way. But we train people at a very young age to become obsessed with sex. Instead of a normal part of your life that's just some kind of physical, action or activity that you do, we think that it's more than it is. You know, it sells stuff. It gets you to a higher place. It shows that you're a man. It shows that you're in control. It shows you all these stupid, dumbass things. Sex really doesn't do all that. It's basically a bodily function. It's a bodily activity. You know what? If you have a sexual partner, that's great. If you don't be obsessing about it so much. But I will tell you, we've got to change the way we think about rape. Whenever we act like it's not that big of a deal and that women get over it, or young boys or a man gets over that's raped, that's stupid. If you get raped, it never leaves you. It destroys your soul from that moment forward. There is no acting like it's no big deal. We always act like, well, people got over it. I know people that have had children of rape, they never get over it. And I'll tell you what, the children that were the product of rape never got over it. There's certain societies that think that they're like the children, the spawn of evil. They have all these different names for children that were, conceived of rape. But the thing is, we got to change the way society works, that rape isn't really an option. Why in the hell we act like it's okay whenever somebody provides somebody with drugs or too much alcohol or something so they can't give consent, and you take advantage of them and you act like, well, I didn't rape them. If they can't give you legal consent, you rape them. If your wife says that she doesn't want to have sex with you and you force her to have sex, you raped her. I don't care what your religion tells you, that the man needs to have his wife submit to her whenever he wants to. That's something that a church made up. That is just absolutely bullshit, asinine, crazy shit. And almost all religions say that nonsense. But they say that nonsense for a bunch of different reasons. They say that because they need to perpetrate certain lies and certain controls. But they also need to actually have people, whenever they fall from grace, to make them think, well, it's not that big of a deal, the thing that you did. Because God will forgive everything. God will take care of anything that you've done. There's certain things that you shouldn't do. And whenever we placate it and act like it wasn't that big of a deal, and it's just we'll just whitewash it, that's crazy. Rape is a problem everywhere in the United States. It's a problem in most places in the world. We want to look at third world countries like somehow they have it worse than we do. They don't have it worse than we do. We've got to change the way we think about rape. We do. There is nothing that's more vile. I think a rapist and a child molester is worse than a murderer. A murderer, you at least die. A rapist and a child molester, you have to live with it for the rest of your life. So don't act like it's no big deal. And don't act like, well, the person didn't say no. Well, they were passed out. That's a no. If somebody doesn't give you consent, that's rape. Own it. Stop pretending like somehow it doesn't matter if you rape somebody. It matters. It changes everything. It changes everything for them. It changes everything if they have a child. It changes everything for you. It changes everything.